マンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツ高原義一人無我如善妙無用当社日月間に主公園よ開始のんぺい有脈樹木如来応言上世無人小学大音コールジポ開門精進三昧知恵意徳無量修正形人体善念諸仏法界愚人人の苦言外体無明欲ぬ世尊用無人の死死人徳無量空君広大知恵寿命光明一層神道大仙願が差仏在所法可動生じ未不下脱不正上位解任精進如是三昧知恵以上五世特仏不行心願一切空空一切大安決し有仏百千億万無量大小修行語者供養一切使徒諸仏不如愚道見性不逆異如語者諸仏世界無不可け無種節道 光明師匠、変死諸国、如是精進、異人難量、量が差仏、国土第一、五種奇妙、道場調整、国如内音、任務闘争、がと愛民、道達二歳、自法来生、新年少女、伊藤が国、慶楽安穏、公文神妙、是が心象、本願の日、力少所欲、自法生存、知恵無下、上領子孫、知が信用、軽量心死、食毒中、が行精進、人数不見、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、願利しく毒、平等性一切、道法も大心、法上ナマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダ Please join me in Gassho. In contrast, how lamentable that people who have not fully awakened from darkness are urged to more drunkenness, and for those still in the grips of poison, encouraged to take yet more poison. It is indeed sorrowful to give way to impulses with the excuse that one is by nature possessed of blind passions, excusing acts that should not be committed, words that should not be said, and thoughts that should not be harbored. And to say that one may follow one's desires in any way whatever, it is like offering more wine before the person has become sober, or urging him to take even more poison before the poison has abated. Here's some medicine, so drink all the poison you like. Words like these should never be said. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Samanda, 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 Samanda. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a very nice, safe Thanksgiving holiday this year. Reverend Cindy and I enjoyed some quiet time at home with our new cat, Irvin, and had some delicious food that was delivered to us from Reverend Cindy's family. Once again, I realized that this year has been very difficult for all of us. This isolation and not being able to go out is really taxing on our minds and our well-being. Already here in the state of Washington, Governor Inslee has issued some more restrictions about dining indoors and social gatherings. I understand that this is tough to hear. However, for many of us who may experience feelings of frustration and feelings of anger about these new restrictions, I ask that you try and think of them and think as a person whom the virus has affected. Yes, the virus in one way or another has affected us all. However, if we are ones who have not lost loved ones to this virus or have witnessed firsthand what this virus can do, or haven't even experienced it ourselves, it is easy to think that these restrictions and rules are unnecessary or even overkill. Yet thanks to, in large part by the media, we have seen glimpses of what hospitals look like when they are overcrowded. We have heard pleads from doctors, nurses, hospital workers to stay indoors if we don't need to go out, because the more we go out, the more at risk we are to succumb to the virus. We have seen what this virus can do to a person. We have heard stories from people who have become infected with the virus and how horrible it is, and their pleads to act sensibly during this time. Despite all of it, many are not understanding this. Airports were packed this holiday weekend for those who wanted to fly home to gather with their extended families. What's even worse, there were many government leaders who were telling their constituents to outright defy many of these safety precautions. To me, this is what being ruled by our blind passions looks like. Addressing the quote above, which comes from Shinran Shonin's Matosho, or Lamp for the Latter Ages, we have learned that in our religious sphere, that our total reliance on Amida Buddha is all that is needed to enter the Pure Land. Saying Namo Amida Butsu is merely a reflection of our sincere gratitude that the Dharma, Amida Buddha, has not abandoned us, even though we are incapable of achieving the ultimate awakening on our own. Namo Amida Butsu is also the ultimate practice, not our practice, but the practice of Amida Buddha, the reflection that Amida Buddha has reached us. Yet I see many parallels with the warnings that Shinran gave his followers from long ago to the modern day society we live in today. In the Jodo Shinshu context, just because we are assured birth in the Pure Land doesn't give us a golden ticket to act in hedonistic ways or to cause harm to others. In the same way, we are not given license to think on the world in apathetic manners and use Amida Buddha as an excuse for being negligent and being uncaring. Shinran vehemently spoke out against this kind of thinking and behavior. We can see examples of this in our lives here and now as well. We have progressed considerably in terms of modern medicine. How grateful I am that we have found all sorts of advancement in technology and medical science to help us live healthier and longer lives. Our hospitals have advanced equipment that can assist doctors and nurses even more so than probably just 20 years ago. We have heard from most doctors and health experts that this virus is extremely dangerous, and they have asked us to take as many precautions as possible in terms of combating this virus. We are not perfect. We mess up. Amida Buddha still works for our benefit nonstop. This does not mean we actively defy what medical science is telling us. Just because we have medical professionals and our medicine is probably one of the most advanced in the world, doesn't mean we should play free and loose with our lives. Just because we may be young and healthy right now, doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way the next day. It is time for all of us to marshal discipline and restraint, especially during this holiday. Believe me, I take no pleasure in saying this. I, like many of you, are used to large family gatherings, packed houses, huge spreads of food on the table. This was the norm for me too. When this crisis is over and it is safe for us to gather again, please, by all means, go see your extended relatives, have huge parties with friends, go on a nice vacation somewhere. I just ask that we show some restraint on doing those things now. As I have been saying again and again for the past few Dharma talks, our lives do not exist in vacuums. Our lives are not just our own. My actions today could well have an effect on someone tomorrow. The COVID-19 cases have not gone down yet. In fact, they have increased drastically. More restrictions from the government are being put in place because the infections are starting to get out of control. Our health and well-being should not be a matter of politics. Just because the Supreme Court ruled that the state governments don't have the authority to tell houses of worship what they can and can't do, doesn't mean that we should be packing our building with people. Once again, I am all with you feeling upset. I am also feeling upset. I am also feeling frustrated and feeling the weight of how our society has changed within the past year. I hate this situation too. I do ask, however, that for those who have been lucky enough to have not been infected with COVID-19, to really think about those who have. Think of the suffering and the sickness they have had to endure. I ask us all to think of the nurses and the doctors who are rushing to aid all of those infected by this, and many of them becoming infected themselves. They deserve our respect. They deserve our gratitude. They deserve our praise. And when they issue warnings about how dangerous this virus can be and how simply wearing a mask can save lives, I think they sincerely deserve to be listened to. I will close my Dharma talk here today, as I don't want to keep droning on, but I thank you all again for tuning in to listen. And apologies again for sounding like a curmudgeon or a grumpy old man. I wish you all a safe and healthy rest of November. Until we meet again, everyone, please wear masks when you go out, practice social distancing, use hand sanitizer, wash your hands, and most importantly, say the Nembutsu. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Samanda, 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 Samanda. To conclude this Sunday service, I would like to read Renyo Shonin's Matsudai Muchino Sho, or letter on the latter age of the Dharma. 万代無知の在家始終の何を足らん友柄は、心を一つにして阿弥陀仏深く頼み参らせて、さらに世の方へ心を振らず、一心一向にぶ助けたまえともさん、主情は、たとえ在後は人寿なりとも、必ず皆如来は救いましますべし。これすなわち第18の念仏往生の誓願の心なり。格のごとく献上しての上には、寝ても覚めても命のあらん限りは、称名念仏すべきものなり。あなかしこ、あなかしこ。